Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing, and if you're returning, welcome back. So today's colouring chat is going to be a little page from Little Secrets from My Fairy House by Clara Markova. This is a new release colouring book and it is a whip, so I have been working on this one. So it's a big front door, so I did all the wood a couple of nights ago. I've very faintly put a light layer into the background, but that's not finished yet. I'm not going to leave it like that. I am going to put some darker shading into it, but for now I thought we'd start on some of the brickwork. So I'm going to go in, as the doors sort of wood, I don't want to go in with browns for the brickwork. I want more greys so that the door stands out, sort of thing. So I'm going to go in with some greys and just have a chat, a bit of a colouring chat today. If you hear lots of noisy traffic outside, we have got something going on out there which I'll get into in a minute. I am just going to sharpen this one pencil. I thought they was all sharp, but this one is a little bit on the blunter side, so excuse this noise for a second. Move it away from the microphone a little bit. Yeah, so I'm going to go in with my lightest shade first. Polychromos pencils again. Just in case you're interested, I am going for the Cold Grey 231, and I'll just bring it in a little closer. I just do this section down here and we'll have a little chat. So last week, I don't think I've done a colouring chat since this happened last week, but last week my little boy wasn't so well and he'd been getting up in the middle of the night and half sleepily going to the toilet, as you do. And he has one of those, because he's only little, he has one of those little seats that you put on top of the toilet seat, you know, to make the hole smaller so they don't, you know, get lost in the toilet. Anyway, he must have been really half asleep when he woke up. And I woke up at the same time and I was sort of walking to the bathroom. And as I got to the bathroom, I just saw him fall down. And he'd fell into the toilet, not completely, I sort of caught him at the same time, but he'd fell down into the toilet, and I shouldn't laugh, bless him. It terrified him. But we have one of those things in our toilet, you know, where you can get like little toilet fresheners, and some of them have like a plastic cage, and you just put it over the, like, is it called the rim of the toilet? You put it over the rim of the toilet and it hangs into the toilet in this plastic cage. And anyway, when he fell into the toilet, he knocked that into the toilet. It came off and went right down the toilet. And I couldn't reach it. I couldn't reach it for nothing. So then my partner got up and he was trying to get it out with one of those, is it called a toilet snake? It's like a thing where you can try and unblock things. So you shove that down. But in doing that, he's ended up shoving it further down. So it's gone right round the U-bend of the toilet. And we just couldn't unblock it for nothing. Every time we flushed the chain, the water was coming up, it weren't going back down. So because our house is owned by the council, the local council, we had to ring them up, and they came out and they had to take the toilet off. They had to take the toilet off to get this thing out, and I was just mortified. I was like, oh my days. There's no way I would ever be a plumber in all my life. How can they get joy out of fishing things out of people's toilets? I don't know. If I could pick to be anything else in the world, it would not be that. But anyway, that was all sorted. So now I'm not buying any more of those toilet fresheners with a plastic cage on. I've got these, it's like a little contraption where you can push it in, like a bit like a push pop, how you push a push pop up. But when you push this up, it sticks, like, it's almost like a jelly material to your toilet, and then obviously when it's all used up, it's just gone. There's nothing, you know, there's no plastic or anything, so we won't have any more mishaps or anything like that. But oh gosh, it's just been one thing after the other. And then we got these sofas. Now there was cheap and cheerful sofas because we couldn't afford anything expensive. So we have like a store over here called Argos, and they sort of sell a little bit of everything. And they were sort of the cheapest sofas that they had on Argos, and the fabric sofas, but the arms on them had gone really, really loose, and part of the wood was sticking out underneath one of the cushions. So because they wasn't even 12 months old yet, I think they were about 8 months old, 7-8 months old, I rang them up because they're still under like a warranty. I rang them up and they said, right, can you take pictures of it? So I took pictures of it and I sent them in. I think I sent 3 pictures in. They were asking for a picture of the whole sofa, a picture of the close-up and what have you. So I sent them all in and they said, right, they said, we'll book our team of engineers to come out and have a look at it for you. They said because they might be able to fix it. So anyway, the other day, an engineer came out and yeah, they fixed it. It were brilliant. It's brilliant now. It's solid. But basically, these sofas, they make them with, is it chipwood? Did he say chipwood? I think it's chipwood in the arms of the chairs, he said, and they're forever breaking. He said, I fixed 4 of these sofas yesterday. He said, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get into it, remove the fabric, take the old chipwood away, put plywood in, and then staple it all back up, you know, like upholstering it again after he's put the plywood in. And I said to him, I said, why don't they just put the plywood in when they make them to start with, if they know they've got so many what keep breaking? I said, you said you've fixed 4 of these exact same couches yesterday, so why don't they just make them with the plywood in? He said, oh, because of the cost. I said, yeah, but surely it costs more to pay you as engineers to keep coming out fixing them and putting the plywood in. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, he said it keeps me in a job. That's what I said. He said it keeps me in a job. So yeah, so that's fixed, but the other arm's loose as well, so he's advised me to report that one. But you know, when you just over things keep happening and having to phone people and arrange things, and I'm just like, my partner keeps saying, have you booked it in yet, fix that other one? And I'm like, oh, I will do, get round to it. But I don't like having people in my house, and I feel dead awkward. Like, I've got a bit of social anxiety, well, I say a lot of social anxiety, and I just, oh yeah, because he was a chatty one and he kept trying to talk to me, and I was like, I just felt really awkward because I don't know how to talk to people back when they're making conversation. I'm just like, I just answer them with straight answers, or like, I can't carry on conversations with strangers. I just can't. It's not me. So he actually said to me, he said, what are you doing for the rest of the day? You know, small talk. That's the worst, isn't it? Small talk. He said, what are you doing for the rest of the day? I said, oh, nothing, you know. I said, oh, nothing. He said, oh, get out, do something crazy. And I didn't know where to put my face. I thought, do something crazy. What the monkey's he going on about? And then anyway, he goes, he asked the dreaded question. He goes, do you mind if I just use your toilet? I'm like, oh God. Because I just rushed out on the morning school run to get back in time, and then he turned up straight away, so I hadn't tidied round anywhere, I hadn't cleaned round anywhere, and I thought, oh God, he wants to go and use my toilet. I've not cleaned it yet, I've not tidied round. But you can't say no, can you? So I said, of course, it's first on your left upstairs. So he goes to the toilet. Anyway, when he comes back down, he sees my diamond painting, you know, the big Enisciero one that I put up in my hallway. He sees that and he comes back in the living room and he goes, oh, is that one of them crystal things where you put each little thing on? I said, yeah. He said, oh, my daughter did one of them. She said it weren't as big as that though. He said, I bet that took you a year, didn't it? So yeah, we're just very chatty, and I'm not chatty at all. So bless him, it was nice. It's just I'm not a chatty person. I'm a bit of an introvert, and I just can't hold conversation like that. But yeah, so if I report this other arm as being loose and they come back out, it might be in what comes back out again. Oh dear me. I'm bad, aren't I? He's only trying to be nice and I'm here slating him for talking to me. I'm awful. If you can hear that outside, that's yeah, we'll get on to that next. My partner came home from work yesterday and he walks home and he said, have you seen that across the road? I said, no, what? He said, there's a burst pipe across the road. I said, all right, no, I've not seen it. So I looked out window. I said, oh yeah. So I messaged my neighbour next door. I said, have you seen that? She's like, oh no. She said, I've just looked now though, and the people whose house it's outside of, she said, they're having a look at it now. So they must have reported it to the water board. And I'll just tell you this pencil. This one's called Grey 232. Yeah, she said that they must have reported it to the water board. So about 10 p.m. last night, the water board came out. They had 2 vans with the flashing lights on outside, and they were having a look at it. And then those vans disappeared. And I went to bed. I went to sleep. Anyway, 3 a.m. this morning, 3 a.m. I gets woken up by drilling. They was only digging road up at 3 a.m. I was like, are you joking? Are you absolutely joking? Honestly, I couldn't get back to sleep then, so I am absolutely shattered today. Because I didn't sleep the night before either. So last night I was all set up for going to bed early, getting a good night's sleep, and then that happened, and I was just like, I was fuming this morning. I'm so tired. I was fuming. So that you can hear now, if you can hear it, is I'm trying to fix this burst water pipe outside, and I've no water. They've turned the water off now, so I've no water. So my kettle's full. I can make a couple of more brews, a couple more cups of tea, I think. But yeah, my water's off. And I'm so daft. This is how daft I am. And my partner's just rung me and he said, I told him water was off, and he said, I told you should have filled some, a bucket up or something for putting bath. You know, just for have it side at bath. I said, why? He said, in case you need to go to the toilet and flush chain. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, in case you need to go to the toilet, then you can put the water down for flush it. I said, why will it not flush? He's like, where do you think the water comes from, Kirsty? I was like, oh yeah. Oh God, so yeah, I have no water. I can't go to the toilet. Well, I can, but I can't flush, apparently. Yeah, all fun. I don't know how long it's going to be off for. There's temporary lights up outside my house, so trying to get off my driveway is a bit more fun than usual. Yeah, it's all fun and games. So it's very noisy out there. All the traffic's backing up round the roundabout as well, so there's people getting angry that there's people blocking the roundabout. Oh dear me. I went to my daughter's parents' evening last night though. She had a guidance evening last week, which was talking about options they can pick for their exams. And then the parents' evening was last night for every subject. We're a bit confused, to be honest, because what happens with their exams, when they get to pick their options, the school put forward 2 subjects which they've sort of picked for your child, and they advise that your child takes them. So they have what's called the core subjects, what they have to take. So that's English, Maths, Science, RE. What's the other one? English, Maths, Science, RE. I'm forgetting one. What's the other one? I'm sure I'm forgetting one. But there's like 5 core subjects they have to take. And then there's 2 which the school recommend, which is a language and a humanitarian subject. So they picked out Spanish for my daughter to do, but she was totally not happy with that whatsoever. She was not happy. She said, I'm not good at Spanish. Why are they recommending this? And then the other one, they said she'd had to take either geography or history. And she said point blank she can't do history. She finds it hard. She hates it. She preferred geography over history. She really wants to take art. I think that's going to be a definite that she's taking art. She said she wants to do triple science. She wants to be a paramedic when she grows up, so she wants to do the science. But she really doesn't want to do this Spanish. And now the first teacher we saw, she was sort of adamant that the children should take these subjects that are picked out for them. And she said, if you don't want to take them, you must have a very good reason why you don't want to do it. That's what we were told at the first guidance evening. Now, the second parents' evening, when I spoke to some of the teachers, because a geography teacher was sort of explaining what's expected of them at GCSE level, which is the exams. And they were basically saying for each topic of geography, they have 40 keywords. And in the exam, they have to show that they can put these keywords into their answers, what they're explaining. So he gave me a sentence about explaining something about volcanoes. I don't know, it sounded like he was giving me a lesson. And he said it one way with these certain words in, and he said, that will probably get you a grade 4, which it's graded 1 to 9. 9 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. So it said, if you gave the answer like this, that would get you a grade 4. He said, if you gave the answer like this, and he repeated all the sentence again, but added in these key words, he said, if you say it like that, it's a grade 7. He said, so it's really up to you. He said, how interested are you in the geography that you're going to learn all these keywords? He said, for each topic in geography, there's 40 keywords that you need to learn. And I think he said there were 12 topics. So there's 40 keywords over 12 topics, and she has to learn all of them, because in all her answers for the final exam, she's got to use all of these keywords. And Ruby went, maybe. And he said, well, that's what you need to ask yourself properly. He said, if you're going to take geography for GCSE, he said, it's not a maybe, it's a I will learn these. They were basically pushing her and telling her, like, whatever she's choosing to take for her options now, she has to give 100% to get those grades. But he also said, if you think, you're not interested in the subject enough to be able to have the enthusiasm to learn that, or to want to learn that, he said, then I advise speaking to Mrs. Morris again and seeing if you can pick something else. They was all basically saying that. And I said to him, because they give us as well on the day, they said, we can give you an estimated grade of what we think your child could achieve at GCSE. So I think he gave me a grade 4 or 5 for a geography. So I then said to him, I said, so why are these teachers advising that they take subjects that they would achieve a less grade than if they chose a different subject? Do you know what I mean? So school are putting forward geography and Spanish for her, and maybe my daughter might be predicted to get a grade 4 or 5 in them subjects. But maybe she could pick a subject she prefers to do, say, I don't know, music, for example, and get a grade 7 or 8. Why are they putting her forward for things she'd get less of a grade on? And he said, because it means you're not putting all your tools in one box. He said, if you take geography, if you take a humanitarian subject, he said it covers a range of things that you can do when when you leave school, when you leave college or whatever. He said, but if you're a student what takes art, music, dance, performing theatre or whatever, he said, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, basically. So that's the way they explained it, but we came away just feeling even more confused. I think my daughter was frustrated, because now she just doesn't know what she wants to do. But there was an option to take health and social care. Now my daughter's like, I mentioned it to her and she's just sort of shunning it off, and I said, that's really a good one that you should take, Ruby, if you want to be a paramedic, the health and social care course. I said, that's really what you want to be doing. I said, so if you really don't want to do the Spanish, I said, go to Mrs. Morris and ask if you can change it to the health and social care. But yeah, I don't know what she's going to do, because if she did that, then she'd be taking art, health and social care, triple science and geography. Because I think she has to do the geography, I think, now. If she drops the Spanish that's been recommended for her, then she'll have to do the geography. She can't drop 2 that's been recommended to her by the teachers. So yeah, it's a tough decision, isn't it? But I'll tell you something, they prepare them a hell of a lot better nowadays than what they used to. I mean, when I was growing up and when I was picking my options, I picked them by myself. I don't remember my mum ever being involved or having a say in it, or the school ever having a say in it. And I don't remember them ever advising you as to what you should take based on what you wanted to do when you're older as well, or anything like that. And now they are so good. They're so good at explaining it. I mean, we had a whole booklet to bring home, and it had every single course you could pick inside it, and then it give you examples of jobs that you could get from taking this course. So you knew, you could have a look at the sort of jobs what were underneath, and you knew like what was relevant to what you want to maybe do when you're older. And we had none of that growing up, we had none of it. So it is a lot better, but she's just got couple of hard decisions to make, I think. But she's doing really well in her subjects. Even subjects she struggles on, her teachers are saying, you know, she wants to learn, she wants to try and understand it. She's trying her hardest, and her book is well presented and everything. She struggles with maths, and that's the subject I've always struggled with, always. I failed my maths exam in school. Yeah, it's just one of them things, isn't it? Can't be good at everything. But she's really good at English. So I was good at English as well. Yeah. But I overheard one of the other art teachers telling another parent that the exam for art is obviously, I think it's one piece of art that you have 10 hours to complete, and then the rest is a range of work what you submit, showing different things. But I overheard him saying to a parent that as well as all the relevant things that they've been told to do for the exam and the coursework for it, they can submit their own work into it as well. So say she just did something at home in her free time, and she decided to, I don't know, paint something at home or draw something at home. As long as it's been done within 2 years of her submitting all the work, she's allowed to submit that with any of the other work she's done in school. So I said, why don't you come and have a go at some pet portraits with me, and I'll show you how to do it. Obviously I won't touch it. If it's being submitted as part of her exam, I won't be able to touch it, but I could show her on how I do it separately, and then let her have a go. And then if she likes how it looks, she can maybe submit that with it. So yeah, we've just been having a thought. But last night when we got home from the meeting, she just went and got in bed, because I thought, oh, maybe she'll come downstairs and have a bit more of a discussion about it, and she just didn't want to after that. She just wanted to be with her own thoughts and just think about it. So, but I think the form has to be in at the beginning of March, or is it the end of February? She has to have them picked out what she wants to do by a certain date. So yeah, bit of pressure. I'm actually glad that she's got some ideas about what she wants to do when she grows up, because again, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to be when I grew up. I didn't have a clue. I left school and I still didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do at college. I ended up doing beauty therapy, and I never got a job in that. I finished my college course and everything, but I never got a job in beauty therapy. It's not really what I wanted to do. I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do, and I just picked that because it was easy to get onto, basically, and I didn't have the best grades. But she wants to be a paramedic, and she said if she can't be a paramedic, she was looking at art therapy and music therapy as well. She thought art therapy were quite good. So we'll see. But she's okay at science. They've said to her if she works hard at science and continues to get the grades on her assessments that she has been doing at the minute, then they don't see no reason why she can't get a pass for a GCSE, which is an old grade. It's an old grade C if we're working on GCSE levels. There's so many different ways now of working out grades. Like, because when I was at school, it was grades A star to, well, a fail, basically. Like, it went A, B, C, D, E, fail. And now it's 1 to 9, 9 being the best, 1 being the worst. Yeah, just been ranting on about that for a while, haven't I? I'll go and check when I get off here if they've turned water back on, but I can still hear them drilling and all sorts outside, so I doubt it. I think it's going to be off for a long time, unfortunately. I'll have to space my brews out to save the water. Might have to go to the shop to get some bottles of water. There's a shop just on, well, it's just up the road. It's only like 2 minutes walk up road. But I remember when they was digging up because of a flood, not a flood, a burst pipe, somewhere else local to us. They'd put big bottles of water outside all the houses and let them know about it, and we've not been told nothing. They've not come knocking at doors saying your water's going to be turned off or anything, and they've not given us no water. So yeah, see what happens. It's looking quite delicate and nice, this grey. Let me zoom out and see what it looks like as a whole. It's looking quite nice and delicate, I think. That's how I wanted it, just nice. Because I'm going to bring some dark blues into the backgrounds, like into the corners. So I'm going to go in with a deep blue up there, around the edges, I think. But it's looking alright, isn't it? For stonework, it's not too shabby. I'll go over to this side now. Let's bring you in. And I want to sharpen this. I've missed a couple of little bricks around here as well, around the edges. But I think the little hats, I think I'm going to do them like a baby blue. The little suits like maybe a baby blue and maybe like this orange on one of them. I don't know, I've not decided yet. Or a pink, or... I'm indecisive with colours on pages lately. Keep thinking about getting them Sarah, is it Sarah Renee? The colour cubes. They look really awesome, them. If you're, oh, pencil snapped. If you're indecisive about what colours to use, they look really good to just pick one out. And it's got the colour palette there picked out for you. You can just shut your eyes and pick one, can't you? Pick a card out. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I missed a stone here as well. Not doing well, am I? It's hard. It's been hard to get into the corners of this page because I can't. You can see where it's bent the page there. You can see how hard I've pressed on with my pencils on the opposite page. But it won't. The spine won't break properly there, and it's sort of put this crease down the front page because if I turn it over, let me just show you. If I turn it over, it's really weird in the corner here. Can't do anything about where that is. You can see. I don't know. It's just not bent right. So I've got this little clip anyway to hold that down. I'm doing this page the best I can. But yeah, I thought I'd just show you that. So I'm going to put a poll up soon anyway, because after I've finished this page, which will take me a while, it's got quite a lot of detail on it, but once I've finished this one I'm going to pick another page, but I'm going to put a poll up so you can let me know what artist's book you want to see me colour in. I'll put it on my community tab, a little poll, then I can keep track. Oh, emergency vehicles coming past as well. They're struggling to get past with them temporary lights up outside. I saw one struggling before. I had to go on the opposite side of the road to get through. it'll come in a minute. I can hear them miles away, me. I've got some good hearing. I have got some good hearing. Unless it's gone in the opposite direction. That's that one. So has everyone seen what I put up on my community tab the other day about the Camilla Dericourt new book being released in July? Well, it's not a new book. It's like how Kirby Rosanza's done compilation books. So picked a few pages from his favourite books and put it into one book. That's what Camilla Dericourt's doing with this one she's releasing in July. So it's called The Best of Pop Manga, I think. Don't hold me to that. You can see the front cover now on Amazon. If you go on Amazon, you can see the front cover and check that out. But it's 80 pages from her other 4 books, all put into one book. So she's picked out, you know, pages from each of them and pop them into one book. So there's pages from her original pop manga Mermaids, Cute and Creepy, and the Mythical Dragons, all in one book. But although I love Camilla Dericourt, I'm not going to purchase it because I've got all the other books. So there've been no new illustrations to me, because I've got them all. So yeah. I can hear someone shouting outside. What's that all about? I can hear all sorts outside now. I'm so nosy as well. Like, first little thing I hear outside, I heard someone swearing before. I was like straight to window like, who's that? What is that? Let me have a look. I can hear someone shouting. Stop it. Oh, they've got a grid pulled up right in front of my house, like where my driveway is. What are they doing? Oh, if they even start digging up in front of my driveway, I'm not going to be able to get off it. Go on school run, they better not. Oh lordy. Oh dear. It's all going down now, innit? Oh no. Oh no. Might have to head off in a minute, guys. Well, we've done half an hour. That's good colouring chats over. I think I've told you all my news from week. All my dramas. But if they're going to be digging up in front of my drive, I need to keep an eye on it, because I'm going to have to tell them, listen, I need to be out of this house at 2:30 to pick my kids up from school. You can't, like, block me in. It is only a little grid they've lifted up. I don't know what they're doing, but need to keep my eye out. But the house across the road where the actual burst pipe was, they wouldn't have been able to come off their drive. They dug all up in front of it this morning. So I hope they didn't need to go to work or anything this morning, or else they'd have been walking at a buzz in it. Put my little name on this one as well. I've tried to do my neatest handwriting. That's the best you're going to get from me. I so wish I could do calligraphy. I need to learn. I've said it a few times, I want to learn it. It just looks so beautiful, doesn't it, when they do it all properly. Oh, I can hear them drilling again. What are they doing? What are they doing? Man! Oh man. Ugh. Going to finish these last little stones and then we'll call it a colouring chat, because I don't think you want to hear all that digging outside. I'm not sure if the microphone picks it up or not, but in case it has, I don't want to leave you all with that noise, because it's not very pleasant. That woke me up at 3 AM this morning. All I'm doing with these stones as well, just in case you're wondering, is going round with the darker around the outsides and leaving it a bit lighter in the centre. If you wanted to put more texture in, you could sort of put some line work in, like, you know, just flick some lines in to make it a bit weathered and all the rest of it. But I'm doing it simple. I'm going for simple. Oh, who's messaging me? I think it's Debbie voice chatting me. Why are they shouting outside? Honestly. They're just all shouting to each other, the workmen, because of the drilling. They can't hear each other. So I can hear constant shouting. I think something's going down and it's not. It's just the normal talking. I don't know. Might see, what day is it today? I'm trying to think what day it is. Friday. Yes, Friday, isn't it? See, if I knew my mum wasn't at work, I'd have asked her to pick one of my daughters up. If I get blocked in, that is. Because she's on the round the corner from where my daughter's school is, so she'd literally be able to walk round to pick her up for me. But my other daughters, I don't know about that. Oh dearie me. Did you hear them then shouting? I'm too nosy. I'm like, what? Just want to stare out my window now and see what they're up to. I've got a Ring doorbell as well, so I can have a leak on there. I'm bad at that. Oh dear. But I've just had to get onto the council as well, because it's our bin day today, so they're supposed to come round and empty our bins. And because of those temporary lights up outside the house, they've not been to empty the bins. So I've got full bins outside my house as well. What need emptying? And they better not leave them, because I can't. Our bins only get emptied every 2 weeks, the black bins. So if they don't come for that, it's another 2 weeks before they get emptied and they're full. So that's 2 weeks of rubbish with nowhere to put it if they don't come for it. Which you can imagine. Not good. I think as well, all this grass, there's little like bushy bits of grass there. I think I'll do it a sort of mossy colour. I think that'll look really nice against this brickwork. There we go. Let me double check I've not missed any little stones out anywhere. Yes, I have. Down here. anymore. I keep thinking that's one, but it's not. It's the door hinge. No, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with the brickwork. So, zoom you out. Back to where we were. And that's that so far. So you can see the full page, only just got a bit of a glare going on. But yeah, so I'm going to deepen up the backgrounds, put some dark blues in there to give it a bit more interest. And then yeah, little bits here and there I'll be colouring, but I'll probably do that in my own time, guys. And then watch out on my community tab, because I'm going to put a poll up there for my next page that I will be doing on camera fully. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please do hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.